hello and welcome to Love and Improv, a delayed edition tonight. We had some technical difficulties that we're dealing with. I am your host, Nelson Velasquez, and I've got my co-host here tonight, Mr.
Dr. Love himself, Dr. Francis
Dr.
Belcher.
Love himself. I didn't know this, Francis, until now, that you are a huge Kiss fan.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my, I love
that.
Kiss. I wanted to be a member of the Kiss Army all my life, and then I'm a pacifist by nature. So when I became eligible, I did not join.
You didn't join? You're gonna get a chance to join the Kiss Army? That's horrible.
Well, because I'm a pacifist. So.
Oh, right. I thought maybe you had bone spurs.
Flat feet, really, but same.
Flat feet. Okay. That's what I thought. So, Francis and I tonight are going to combine our knowledges. We have more than one knowledge. Our knowledges of all relationships. Relationships available to us.
I'm gonna take the blame for this whole episode. I'm gonna take the blame.
I'm doing my best right now. I know.
And
we are going to give some advice on relationships based on not only on our experiences, but also on the multiple years of improvisational theater, training, performance, planning, producing, and promoting over the years that we've both done. And we're going to answer your relationship questions through the lens of improvisation, hence the show Love and Improv. So Francis, this has been a crazy weekend for you so far. Is there anything that you want the audience to know as to why you're taking blame for tonight's episode?
Oh, well, it's just the totality of 2020, really. I'm sitting there, I'm trying to count ballots. I got COVID in one hand. I've got murder hornets in another. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I just like we talked about last episode, I think that we just need to get 2020 over with. It needs to end.
And you had a really interesting way of doing it. Can you recap that for everybody?
Sure, no problem. Because we're right there. Tomorrow would be the day. Tomorrow would be Christmas. Okay? Mm-hmm. And then we would do 7 days to the 12th of December. That would be your new year.
Right.
And so we'd start counting backwards. So, we would start from minus 18. No, 19. Sorry, because there's 31 days. So it'd be minus 19 starting the 12th.
Okay, so we're 19 days closer to Christmas.
Correct.
Than originally anticipated. Okay, so
correct. That way the year ends, and we just start 2021 on December 12th.
Right. So
and then we're just going minus 19. January minus 19. January minus 18. January minus 17, 2021. And we just end the year early. It's sort of like sometimes in professional sports where they end a half or they end a quarter or a period early, and they just tack on the extra seconds to the next period or the next quarter because they made a mistake or something, And so
like
that's
soccer.
Right, they'll do something, or they'll add extra time. We don't need extra time in 2020.
No,
we need to put extra time in 2021.
Right. So this is not leap seconds. This is leap days we're adding.
Yes, leap weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Leap weeks. Because I think it just needs to end. I don't think there's anybody that would actually be... There are people that actually complain about the time change when we set the clocks back and set them spring forward, fall back. People get mad about that. I don't think anybody's going to get mad if we end 2020 early.
I agree. I don't think there is a reason we shouldn't do that.
Well, maybe Donald Trump would.
Well,
because he gets them closer.
But even if we did it the way Donald Trump would want it, he'd change his mind anyway. So, we're not going to win. We might as well just move forward with what's already established. I like your idea. I think your idea is fantastic. And the haters can just kiss it.
They can. And what they can kiss is the it. They can kiss it. Yes, the it.
Shh. It. Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, you want to jump into these questions that we're getting?
Sure,
in?
absolutely, absolutely.
We went on Instagram Live real quick. Our audience, those of you who are watching, thank you, number one, for watching Love and Improv, episode 4. This is the 4th episode
Wow,
we've
my
done.
goodness, I'm getting
And
older.
we've got we are on the schedule for at least 2 more. So if you like this show, there's some really easy ways for you to show us that you want this show to continue. One, you can like In Productions LLC, our Facebook page. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitch, and you can also follow us on Periscope, our Twitter account, at In Productions LLC. So you can do that. Also, you can go over to inproductionsllc.com/donate and drop a few bucks, put some bucks towards the show, and be like, hey, we really like this show. Send $800 Canadian. Like, send that to us. And we'll take it. We will take it and apply it for other shows. We have a full schedule on our website, inproductionsllc.com/calendar. You can see the other shows that are going up right now. We have shows going on tomorrow. We have jams going on tomorrow. We have an action-packed weekend. So we get to kick it off right here, right now. Thank you.
And I would like to add a third way that I can actually improve and keep the show going is a calendar invite for me to know when the show is.
Yeah, you know what?
So that would guarantee the 2 new shows.
It would.
It would guarantee that. So I wouldn't think, oh, the show's next week, next Friday. So instead, the calendar invite would say, hey, you have a show today.
Hey, we'll think about it. I
don't want to embrace too much technology at one time.
Yeah, you don't.
That's how you get hurt.
It's only going to hurt people at this point. Look at what happened in North Korea.
Right, exactly. Next thing you know, you have an RPG aimed at your head.
Exactly. And then you have barbed wire just south of you. Like, do you really want that? Do you really want to go from here to Cedar Lake? Do you really want to do that? I don't think you do.
Right. Not unless you're in a coven. Is it coven or coven?
If it was coven, then I think we would have an apocalyptic biblical thing happening at this point. It's not quite apocalyptic. It just feels that way.
Sure.
So, one more thing that you can do to support the show is if you're watching this on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope, and you've got relationship questions, feel free to put those in the chat. We are reading the chat. We're monitoring the chat right now.
Oh, absolutely.
We're seeing things pop up. And you can email them to us for future shows. But for tonight's show, if you want to give us something on the chat, feel free to do so. We will monitor that, hopefully get to it in the time allotted. And I think we've taken up at least 15 minutes of our time right now.
Oh.
So why don't we jump into our first question?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I got this one through Instagram. This is a legit question here.
What? We're getting legit questions.
They're all legit, but this is super legit. Too legit to quit. Too legit. Dear Love Guys, how do I meet someone? Signed, Mr. Science.
Okay,
that's the question.
Okay, how do I meet some? You mean like you could join a church? Could go to a lot, but you know what? I'm assuming there's the COVID aspect to this too. How do you meet now? I mean, are there Zoom like single rooms, like where you go and meet, like speed Zooming?
Yeah.
Are there? I mean, is that what, if you're trying to meet somebody?
I would imagine.
I myself am trying to limit the number of people in my life. I mean, so, I'm actually going in a different direction than Mr. Science. I'm actually, I'm cutting out people. I'm limiting.
Cutting people out.
I'm cutting people out. I have too many.
What's your like, I guess, what's the threshold for you to cut?
1.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. Well, so let's take into account, maybe it's like a COVID-related question. Mr. Science didn't ask this question that way. He just asked, how do I meet someone? So let's say that let's give some ideas first, and then let's explore each one of these ideas. Like, how do you meet people to potentially date in the age of COVID in 2020 going into 2021?
Right. Well, I mean, I think striking up a casual conversation with people was the way we used to do it back when I
Right.
was. So I don't know. I mean, can you still do that today without being considered, inappropriate or breaking barriers or I mean, do you have to? How sensitive do we need to be to modern society concerns, societal concerns?
I'm thinking in the age of COVID, you probably have to be a lot more mindful right now.
Sure.
With social distancing guidelines and mask wearing and things of that nature. I think that is something you have to take into consideration. And a lot of people aren't even leaving their houses.
Have you noticed this, by the way? Now, so I'm going to kind of digress because you bring up masks, and I think that looking at the positive side of things, have you noticed that people look better with masks on?
I know I do.
I do too, absolutely. And so, I mean, sometimes we like, there's like that little bit of mystery. Now I get the burqa, that little bit of mystery. Like, I can't really see what. Maybe that person is hot. Maybe there's a little bit
hides the ugly.
Or hides the ugly.
In my case, that would be the case. Like that's why I like masks because it hides the ugly.
Oh yeah, I wear the whole. I mean, I look like a banta, one of those sand people when I go out. So.
And you're not even wearing a mask, which is phenomenal. Like it doesn't do a whole lot for you. So let's say like the grocery store is probably like where are places that people can go out?
Oh, today let's say grocery store, maybe at a protest. We're not protesting a lot right now, but we were. But
we will.
Oh, sure, maybe if Trump is elected, sure. I mean, if he overturns the election,
Right.
I'm just saying, but there'll be something coming up. If it's not that, it'll be something else.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can meet at a protest. You maybe wait for that. It's a little, or maybe start your own protest.
Oh, cool. Why don't we do that? Let's see two people meeting at a brand new protest, and let's see how that could occur. Okay, let's see how that works. We need weed. We need weed. We need weed. We need weed.
Dude. If I'm gonna protest in favor of weed, man, I'm gonna be smoking it, and I can't smoke with no mask.
Hey, 6 feet, brother. 6 feet. All right.
All right, man. All right. Chill out.
Are you new to the movement? I haven't seen you around here very often.
Well, I started my own movement, maskless protesters for marijuana.
Well, man, you're being selfish, man. You're inhaling in all the goodness, but expelling out all the badness.
But what am I gonna do with the weed if I can't smoke it, brother?
Well, I have a special filter inside of my mask that all I breathe in is weed. It just filters the air and then sends whatever I'm expelling out that smells like weed.
That's a great idea. I never thought about that.
What's your name, man?
My name's Ronaldo.
Hey, my name's Jerry. Hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All right.
Nice to meet you, man. This protesting thing, I kind of just did it so I'd meet people,
Me too. Me too. I don't have any real friends, like in the real world. All of my friends, all they do is they play Jackbox all day. Like that's all they do.
Wow.
And it's like I could be friends with someone named Boxcar Racer 123, but I'd rather meet a cool guy like you, Weedhead.
Yeah, well, I was just like sitting at home and I said, hey, how do I meet people? And then I had this idea, like, why not start my own protest, And here you are protesting too.
Yeah, I know, like a 2-man protest if we combine forces.
I gotta get one of them edible masks like you have, man.
All right. Well, listen, man. Why don't you come swing by my crib and let's go to my house and we can
Oh,
blaze
you
up
do
and
that for me?
yeah, man. Dude,
Oh man,
dude.
this is like the best. Get off me, man! You know I'm protesting here. It's me and my buddy. Stop
Yeah,
it.
dude, stop. All right. God, man. These people don't understand us. They don't understand us.
They don't understand what's going on. I am 6 feet away smoking my joint, but I'm going with my friend here, and I'm going to join the mask smokers.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man.
All
Party
right. Cool,
on.
dude. Hey, I'm gonna text you. All right. What's your number? Like, okay. Don't worry about that. Hey,
One,
let's
two,
just
three,
get the back
boxcar.
up. Got it.
One,
And
two,
that
three,
scene.
box.
And that scene. And that scene. That was beautiful. That was
Thank
beautiful.
you, man. I don't
No,
have
I
a mask as a prop, dude. You're
Oh,
like
well.
so ready. Because
Hey,
I'm like,
man. Well, I'm always ready, and these are official in productions type masks. So if you're
I thought
interested in
those were-
getting yourself one, if you're interested in getting yourself an in productions mask, it says on one side it's the in productions logo right there, and on the other side it says, "This mask protects you from me because I'm hilarious." That's the kind of masks we have. You can get these masks. Hit us up at In Productions. Hit us up in the comments if you want to get one, and we'll give you some info as to how you can order one and get one sent to your house. With that said, I think that's what it is. Like, I think your advice here about just going out and striking up conversations with people is absolutely valid. I think that's a great way of meeting people, especially finding people who have like interests. There are still people out there doing things in the real world, but you got to be safe. You got to be protected. You got to wear a mask. You've got to do your 6 feet apart and avoid as much as possible, infecting people and quarantining and all that. But I still think it's a viable thing of the way we used to do it in the before times.
that's right. Like it's sort of like in the Book of Eli or something.
Right. Exactly.
Or the road.
Yeah. Or Mad Max.
Yes. Well, what part of Mad Max world? Because there's first Mad Max where they were kind of still in civilization, kind of. There's just some oil wars and things like that. Then they go right to Road Warrior,
Right.
where it's like a dystopian excuse my language, bad world. And then we have Thunderdome,
Right.
which is even worse. And then you go to
But is it really worse? Because you've got some Tina Turner going on.
sure, and you have Master Blaster.
Master Blaster. Yeah.
Master Blaster. Yes.
Who runs Shanty Town? What was it called?
Who runs?
Barter Town.
Who runs Barter Town?
Oh,
Was
yes.
that Billy Barty?
I thought it was Jared Kushner. That's what I thought it was, but hey,
Probably.
I could be wrong.
And then you have Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
Testify.
Wow,
Is that what it
you
was?
really watched that movie. Wow.
I watched it once, but you know what? It's the memorable stuff. It's the
I
memorable.
just remembered the guy on the guitar. That's what I
Oh!
remembered. Yeah.
It's like with
The
flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you get that? Do you go to like Guitar World? the guitar with the flamethrower.
Well, Guitar Center is in bankruptcy right now, so I'm sure they're willing to just light everything on fire at this point so they can get out of there.
It's like that should be their whole thing. It is Mad Max Fury Road here at Guitar Center.
Or Elon Musk's house. Elon Musk is all into flamethrowers right now.
Yes. Did he have the flamethrower before Brad Pitt had a flamethrower?
He probably did.
Okay.
Yeah, he has commercial for home use flamethrowers, which for me, when I was growing up, was just a match and a spray can of hairspray. That was my blowtorch.
Yes.
But now they got more sophisticated.
Yes. And we know how you learned that. The Blues Brothers. That's where you learned that from. The Blues Brothers.
No, we could spend an entire episode on the Blues Brothers.
Oh, we could. I love Blues Brothers. That is like my favorite movie Move me.
We will need to find out. We'll need to find out the social ramifications of the Blues Brothers, and how that impacts relationships. Because I don't watch it, and apparently, if you're from the Midwest, you're supposed to watch the Blues Brothers and be completely fascinated by it.
You've never seen the Blues Brothers?
Yeah,
Admit it.
you froze up on me. Sorry. Did you get all that? Either that, or I just shocked the stuff out of you because I'm not.
No. Did I freeze up or you?
No, I think we both did.
Oh no, you were fine.
Oh,
Maybe
what's
that's
up?
just the feed. I don't know.
Okay. So with that said, I think from that perspective, like there's a lot of things that we could mine with the Blues Brothers. But hopefully, Mr. Science, I hope that we answered your question. Go out and still meet people. I think you need to now be more discriminatory, not racially or sexually or any of those other reasons to be discriminatory, but in the sense of just staying safe, not getting sick, and not exposing other people to your germs, and still just strike up conversations with people who have interests at this point. That's what I got. Do you have something for us, Francis?
Sure, I do. As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay, you want to read the next one?
It says, "Dear Love Guys," that's us.
Okay.
And this is kind of interesting. So, this person writes, "I am going to my boyfriend's house for Christmas.
Ooh.
It's just going to be his parents, him, and me. We are going to be safe." I think she means masking up or whatever.
I don't know. Keep reading.
She says we're safe. Maybe So anyway, she says, okay, when we get together with his parents, it often goes wrong. I don't get along with my boyfriend's father. He doesn't agree with a lot of the things that I do as a social worker and my beliefs in general. I don't want to talk to him, but I feel I must. My boyfriend thinks it's funny. What should I do? Signed, what should I do?
Okay. Okay, so
she's going to her boyfriend's house for Christmas, and I'm assuming she's masked up, hand gel, whatever. And maybe she lives with her boyfriend. I don't know, but anyway, they're going to the parents' house, and she doesn't get along with the dad. I don't know. I think he must be a conservative.
okay.
And
What makes you think that though? What makes you think that?
Because she's a social worker,
Okay.
so she obviously cares about people.
Okay. So
conservatives don't.
Therefore, conservative. Is that the way it works?
Well, I'm assuming in this
Okay.
this trite letter we got from some moron, but
And moron, you mean in a nice way, right? You mean that in a very nice way.
what do I do? Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's role play.
Okay, sure.
This. Okay.
All right.
Why don't you be the father? I think you have more
I can.
experience with lack of empathy than I do, and then I will be the prospective girlfriend coming over for Christmas at this point. All right. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Would you like some more yams?
Oh. Okay, yeah, sure, I'd like some. Just put them on a plate and put them down in front of me there. And then could you grab me another beer?
Sure. Schlitz good for you?
Whatever we got back there is good enough. I don't know. Did you bring Schlitz? Because I don't buy Schlitz. Schlitz is shits.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all we have in the refrigerator.
Well, you must have brought it. That's fine. I'll drink it because it's the holidays. Whatever.
Okay.
Gosh.
I'll be right back.
Jeez. Jesus. Oof. Damn. Bobby, your girlfriend is driving. Oh, hey, how are you?
Go ahead, finish what you were going to say.
Oh, no. I was just telling your boyfriend, my son, that you drive me nuts.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. You are a very difficult person to be nice around. And I love your son, but I don't feel comfortable when I come over here. I don't feel like this is a safe space for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I told you you can sit on any of the chairs on that side of the room, and you're bitching about a safe place? What the hell? There's like a couch and I don't know, is that a duvet or duvet?
You know
whatever.
what I mean. You know what I mean, Gerald? You know what I mean.
No.
Okay, I don't feel like we can exchange ideas without somebody getting bent out of shape and just getting themselves just all worked up. And then I don't feel safe speaking my mind, so I'm walking around eggshells the entire time. And it's really affecting my relationship with your son.
See, that's where you go wrong. Well, I can tell you to, piss off, okay?
Right.
That should not affect you and my son. I mean,
But
he's the dumb one that wants to date you, and what, you guys want to get married now? Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free, Bobby? I mean, if you want to take him, I don't care.
Gerald, can I ask you a question?
Sure, whatever, it's free country for now.
Have you ever thought just maybe you're the common reason why you've been married 4 times?
No, it's because I'm the marrying kind. Ladies love me.
Do they?
Up to me, I wouldn't get married, but the ladies, they love me. I'm weak.
So you're like LL Cool G? Ladies love Cool Gerald? Is that what you're telling me here? Married 4 times? And
4 times, yeah.
you can't seem to keep a relationship. Maybe you should think about it that way.
Or maybe I make many relationships. Many relationships.
Okay, I was gonna try. Sweetheart, I was gonna try. I really was gonna try, but he's impossible. He's impossible. He thinks he's right no matter what. We're leaving. All right, so
Don't let the door hit you on the ass. Hey, Bobby, tell your girlfriend here that she's gained a couple of Christmas pounds already.
good luck finding someone to change your colostomy bag. Bye, Gerald.
It's got a colostomy cover on it, so don't need to change it.
And that's C. We got into poop.
You know what? I would do that scene all day. I would just do that scene all day.
That was why you and I are paid the big bucks to do improv, I think. Yeah.
That's not acting for me. That's just being me.
That's just you. That's what your daughter has to look forward to.
Yeah. And my sister when we go there for Christmas. Hey, where's the Schlitz?
Give me a second here. I'm having some feedback. Here we go. Oh, what's going on? There we go. I think we got it. Okay, got it fixed. So, you made that really hard. I mean, and maybe that's like one of the main reasons why maybe she shouldn't go over there anymore. Maybe she should stop because obviously he's set in his ways.
Sure.
And I'm hoping that just as hard as it was to make a scene. I mean, we made a scene out of it because we're highly trained actors, but I think for the civilian, it's really hard to have a conversation with someone who doesn't really respect you, right? And
or maybe like we used to do with old people when I was a kid, we just ignore them and make fun of them in the car on the way home.
See, but I think that stops at like Generation X. I think that's a generational thing. I think the Boomers and the Generation X, maybe even Generation Y, I think that's okay. Generation Z is very much about like making sure.
Which generation is Z now? What is this?
From like 86, 7, somewhere around there, beyond.
Okay.
That's Generation Z. So like the way the letter was written, it sounded very Generation Z to me.
Oh, sure, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
So I'm thinking it's like a Generation Z person would be more would be much more about making a point. I mean, if you look at the protests and you look at the things that people are doing now socially, they're really loud. Like they're the future, right? Like Whitney said. Uh, so, with that said,
I just got a cold chill down my spine. Thank you.
with that said, like they're our future, and like they're very vocal and they're very activist, right? And I feel that
Yeah,
maybe
but
it's better- this is
you're right. But do we need to be activists at every function we go to? Can we not sometimes put it away? And
right
just,
now, yes.
Boy,
Right now, yes.
Gerald's an ass. Let's just go home after
See,
we do.
that's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
But that's what I would recommend because like Gerald's not even willing to listen. And until something affected him, not even having to change his own colostomy bag changed him. Like there was no reasoning with Gerald in this scene, and I have a feeling that father has no way of reasoning either. Kind of like when you're doing an improv scene, if you're constantly being told no, it's very difficult to move forward with the scene.
Was I knowing you in that scene?
No, you were accepting the reality. I'm just saying, like as far as the dialogue and the story, like there was no change that happened, no transformation between the two characters. So with that said, like it's really difficult to move story along or to change and to see a progression, good or bad, if your partner is not willing to move with you. You know what I'm saying? And I think this I would recommend. Yes, I would recommend avoid Dad's house. Maybe this isn't the time to. Christmas is probably not the time to confront Dad or to be in his presence. Like he needs to find a reason to change himself. You know, and like actors, we have to find reasons as to why our character cares about the other character on stage with us, and what they have to say, how that affects us as actors, right? And so, very similarly, we have to do that as well in the real world. Like you can't change people, a lot of people, most people you can't change. The only thing you can control, you can only change that by controlling yourself and controlling your reactions to it. And I think that's what she should do. She should make a statement by not going. And then the son that she's dating, the boyfriend, needs to negotiate that, right? And either accept it or not. If he doesn't accept it, well, then that might ruin their relationship. If he does accept it, great. Now he's got to deal with his relationship with his parents, which I'm gonna just assume if the girlfriend, if she's told him and he's not changing for it, like that's kind of a sign.
Well, what about next Christmas if they're still together? Should she go then? He hasn't changed.
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see what happens next Christmas. Let's say it's the following year. Lights up.
You know. Well, I'm glad to see you, Junie. I was wrong. I was an ass. Ever since that little kid that saved his house from those two guys that tried to break in when he was left alone. I've changed my ways. I'm not the mean neighbor anymore. And I want to say Merry Christmas, Junie.
Merry Christmas.
I said it, okay? All right. Now sit your ass down and enjoy your Christmas with me.
Fuck this.
What did I do? Oh my God! I tried!
And scene. All right. See, so even a year later, if he has not really changed.
I mean, you're not going to change overnight.
You can. Happened to Scrooge.
It happened to that old man in Home Alone.
Yeah, it happened to that old man in Home Alone. It did.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go ahead and let's go to cut a commercial. I think we've gotten...
we haven't done any commercials.
We haven't done any commercials. So let's go ahead. I'm going to transition to this commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know. Next year, 2021, Hard Times of Northwest Indiana is going to be gracing the digital stage. It's a group of actors that are going to take the comment section of news articles happening in Northwest Indiana. They're written for Northwest Indiana. And we get to meet the back stories and the lives of those people as a result of our fantastic improvisation. And we get to see the motivation as to why they even wrote Why did they write those comments down? I'll be honest with you, as I've been reading a lot of articles lately, and the fervor of division has subsided since the end of the election. Well, the end of the November 3rd, November 4th, whatever day that was, election. The fervor has died down, so it's been kind of hard to find stories that people write nasty things about so that we can improvise off of. But it's been kind of cool in the sense of like, hey, maybe there's a chance here and that people are not so divided. That's my hope at this point. So go check out that show, improductionsllc.com/calendar. If you see that show, why don't you click on the ticket, buy a ticket, donate, and watch the show in February. That's when it goes up at this point. All right, I think I've got one that I've been dying to do. This one came in.
No.
And I think you're going to really like this one because I think it speaks to both of us as people and as actors. This is how it goes. Not a laughing matter. Dear love guys, my boyfriend of 3 years has been dabbling in comedy since we started dating. For years, his friends told him to do something as a comedian, even as just a hobby. He lost his job and has been taking his comedy far more seriously. I think he's the funniest man I've ever met, except for one thing. I don't like his stand-up. I don't know if it's just my taste, but I think he's trying too hard, and it's just not nearly as funny as his other stuff. He does a lot of other types of comedy that I think are hilarious. When he asks me about his stand-up, I don't know what to say. He's not very established and kind of anxious about his skills. Should I be honest about my opinions, or should I subtly try to push him towards his funnier projects? I think he could have a career in this, and I know that there's a bit of a learning curve for anyone changing careers. Should I just come up with a neutral statement that isn't quite a lie, but isn't quite the truth? Signed, ain't a laughing matter.
Well, first of all, when he comes off a stage, when he does stand-up, if you don't want to lie to him and say, he didn't, you thought and if he didn't have a good show, and you just thought it was okay or whatever, you hit him with, you look like you're having fun out there. That is a safe way to compliment somebody and at the same time not lie to them.
True.
Unless he wasn't having fun out there. But it looked like he was having fun.
Yeah, what my go-to is I was thoroughly entertained. So because normally when I'm watching a bad improv show, and I don't have a means of escape, like I can't leave at some point, or I can't put in earbuds and just block it out. Like if I'm watching a bad show, I literally start like laughing at them and not necessarily with them. It's a horrible trait to have. But we've been there. We've been there where it's like you're trapped and like you can't even be constructive. It's so bad. And so you're just like, you just start making fun of them in your head, and then you're entertained and you're laughing, not with them, but at them. So I always say, yeah, well, I was thoroughly entertained. And if I leave it at that, it's very ambiguous. It sounds like you entertain me, but not really.
Well, let me ask you this. It seems like he is a he. I'm assuming it's a he.
Yeah, as a he, yes.
Is the performer.
Has
other areas of comedy he's good at?
Well, she did say that he does a lot of other types of comedy that I think are hilarious. So I'm going to assume automatically improv, because we all know improv is a superior form of comedy than stand-up.
Right. Did my wife write this, perhaps?
You know what? Ain't a laughing matter.
And it doesn't. Yeah, that's different name than my wife.
Okay. Yeah, ALM. It's one lesser than. Well, anyway, I won't make the joke. So from the perspective of this, like, how do you tell someone they shouldn't stick to their day job, but it's kind of their dream to do this stuff? Like that's like, how do you get in front of someone's dream? How do you get in front of someone's dream? Let's find out.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's find out. Well, we'll just do a scene here.
Okay. Do you have a premise, or we just?
Yeah, no. You know what? I'm gonna just finish up, like I just did a set, and we're gonna come talk. You're gonna come and ask.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Francis Veltri, and you're not. Thank you. Woo! Yeah, that was hot. What did you think?
Yeah. 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 You're having a lot of fun out there.
Wow. I came up with that bit about the doctor and the sundial right there. That was like
Wow.
right there. I was like in
Wow.
the moment, man. I was like I was feeling. Did you see that when I did that? I said, and why wouldn't I? And I
Yeah.
laughed. Yeah.
Yeah. I laughed. I laughed.
Oh my god! It was like I was in the zone.
Yeah, like you were so in the zone. Like it was as if like you were the only one like enjoying it. Like and it was so fun to watch you enjoy yourself so much, and we were just so enraptured in watching you. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes, I know. And that's what I'm trying to do with my comedy, with my stand up. Trying to make it so if I'm enraptured, like eventually you'll be enraptured. Like what did you
Right.
think about that bit with the buffalo? What would you think?
It's not my kind of. I don't do a whole lot of.
But with the buffalo alone, come on, and then everything.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that movie, so like I didn't really get the reference. I'm sure it was funny though. I'm sure it was funny. Like it was great.
It's not
for
a
sure.
movie reference. What?
Yeah, I.
Were you
Yeah,
watching? Were you
No,
watching?
I was watching. Hold on a second. Hello. Uh huh.
What's that? I'll be quiet. But I'm just very upset right now.
Shh.
I
Okay.
Me too.
I could be. Yeah, we were gonna go out and celebrate, but you know what? I wouldn't mind coming over. It's cool. It's cool. All right, I'll holler at you in a second. All right, bye. All right, sorry, you were saying, man?
No. You know what? I'm even sorry I invited you. It was a competition tonight. I thought I'd have a good couple of my best friends.
I voted for you. I voted
Yeah,
for
I
you
know.
twice.
I got 2 votes. All right, and I just I mean, I need your help here.
Francis, I'm here. I came to the show. Is that not enough?
You know what? It's enough. You know what? As a matter of fact, you don't even have to come to another show again, okay? Because this is like enough forever. Forever.
You've been inviting me to shows for 5 years. This is the first one I've come to.
Come to this one, and I bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, I bomb.
Yeah, and
Usually, I'm really funny.
You were great.
Yeah.
You were great. You were entertaining.
You didn't know the sundial joke. You didn't know the buffalo alone joke. What about the white bread, wheat bread thing?
Hey, I was thoroughly entertained. I was thoroughly entertained with that joke.
You know what? Just go. Just. You know what? I don't even. This is my life here. You know what? I'm putting my heart out there. Like freaking like Indiana Jones and that one movie where he put the heart, Calafi kind of whatever. I just can't handle you doing this to me.
Okay,
God.
look, man, look. I got a babysitter. I just told my baby mama that I wouldn't be hanging out with her tonight. I just told my girlfriend that I'm hanging out with you. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, and I'm gonna be here whether you
quit
bomb
my
or
job
you
for
kill.
this. I quit my job for this. The least you can do is, I just want you to lie to me. I just want you to lie to me.
Okay.
And pay attention when you lie to me, though. Don't make it so easy I can tell you're lying. At least be
Well,
a
look.
good.
Look, the next open mic happens in the next 9 minutes. You want to go and we want to try?
Oh yeah, I think I totally got this now. I totally know. I figured this out.
Okay, thank you.
Good. See.
That's what it's really like.
I like how you gave me my real name. Like, yeah, I can't think of a suckier person that sucks stand up than Francis. I'm just gonna say Francis.
I thought you said your name at the top of the scene.
Oh, I did.
I just handed you. We got it on fire from Stephen Rose watching on Facebook. I think he related very well with how that really is. Like that is the life of a stand-up comic. I mean, I think that's and of all of us who do comedy or all of us who do theater, especially in improv. If you don't know this, those of you watching, there is in a lot of cities, there is a chasm between stand-up people and improv people, and they don't coalesce very well. There's a lack of respect, which is bizarre to me, because they both use the same skills to develop material. It's just one, you do it with other people, and then others you
One
do
you
it
do
by
yourself like you're masturbating.
Right. Right. And so one's an orgy, one's a masturbation session. My point being, like, we get into these fights, but we all of us hear the same thing of like not having people who are supportive of you, of your art, not coming to your shows is like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I never even invite people now. I don't even. I've been crushed so many times. People like I once had somebody say to me, "I'm sorry, this is Dr. Love speaking," but one time I literally somebody said there was a Perfect Strangers marathon on. I forgot about your show.
Hello, cousin George. I could not make it. I quit my goods. Was it Bouchot? Bronson Bouchot?
Yeah, Bronson Pearson Bron. Whatever. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, whatever his name is, right? So right. You got dissed for that dude.
Yeah, a marathon. It wasn't like what happens. So there's that.
Perfect strangers that watch you do stand up. That's
why I think that's my wife that wrote that letter. But whatever. I can't believe you stayed home and watched Perfect Strangers.
You know what, hey man, I'm gonna watch the Schindler's List marathon, dude. I can't make it to your improv show.
It'll be funnier.
So yeah, like so we all relate, all stand-ups, all comics, all people who are in the biz in any kind of serious fashion. We know this. We know this about our people. I love my wife, but even there are days I'm just like, I know she's not like she started watching this show. She's commenting, which I'm like right now going like, oh my God, you're watching it, you know. But like my friends don't watch my shows anymore, you know, and you kind of have to accept that at first you're so excited to have people to show up. And then you get beaten so badly over the years of doing it that you no longer expect it, and you're pleasantly surprised. It gets to the point where I remember when I was doing my first shows in Crown Point at the Crown Point Community Theater. I remember our first improv show was our first one, our first like house team-ish improv show. And there were people in the audience, and I was backstage going like, oh my gosh, we got people in the audience. That was like such a big thing. And all the other actors from the other productions were like, yeah, so? And we're like, no, you don't understand. There are people in the audience. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, no, there's like more than 5 people in the audience. Like, and I couldn't like wrap my brain around having an audience.
I don't know any of them.
Yes.
Total strangers. Somehow
strangers.
They wandered into this venue to watch this.
So
made money possible.
We broke even. Holy sh. So like I relate with. I relate with this so much, and that's why I liked this message, and I thought you'd like it too. This note, because what I think is important is like, I think you need to be honest, not necessarily to get in the way of their dream, but you need to be honest with the fact of like what you're doing. I need to let you know that I love you despite what you do. I don't find funny, and that's really hard. Like, I think you're doing him a favor if you tell him the truth. Like, my wife will tell me the stuff that she likes and the stuff she really doesn't like. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't even tell me anymore. It's like if she shows up or asks about the show, then it means it's something she probably likes. And 9 times out of 10, she won't ask me about the shows. But like, you know, she's seen enough improv, has been there to see all the bad shows to know better. So I think if she was there at the very beginning supporting the dream, means I'm not getting in the way. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm not telling you whatever. or I'm providing constructive feedback when it's asked for, I think being honest is probably the best thing that she could do for him, because he needs to hear someone who does love him. Your material is not going to hit with everybody. If your loved ones can't, if your loved ones aren't enthralled with your stuff, it doesn't mean that the rest of the world isn't. It just means that they know you, and there are aspects of you that they enjoy much more than your comedy. But there could be somebody who's like in Cedar Lake, Indiana, who wants to see you do your cool cow stand up. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But like, there's someone out there who will appreciate it, and you should try to seek an audience that does appreciate what you do. And you may never find it. And there are plenty of comedians and improv acts that I've seen that, like, they've never found their audience. They were constantly searching. So at some point, that person needs to determine if it's for them or not. It's not your place to tell them that. It's for them to discover that. So honesty, for me, honesty, tell them the truth. Tell them, hey, I don't dig what you're doing. And let him decide how he wants to move forward with his career.
Exactly.
What do you think?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I agree. I could never, I remember I could make my mom laugh, but I could never, she would never laugh at my stand-up. Never. Ever, ever, ever.
Yeah. My mom, my mom, I can't, my mom has a good excuse. My mom can just say that she didn't understand it because she's not a native English speaker. So she could, like, not laugh at my comedy and be like, I didn't understand it. You were talking too fast. I'm like, God. I'm like, okay. You've lived in this country how long? Okay. All right, we'll see. But you throw on some Caso Cerrado and she laughs her ass off. So
I don't even know what that is, but that's funny.
At this point, we're almost at the end of our time. We got 5 minutes left in the show, Francis. Do you have another one, or do you want to save it for a following?
I don't have another one, but I do want to also mention that when my mother saw me, because we're talking about this, saw me in Tony and Tina's wedding, she said that she loved the cab ride to the show.
She liked the cab ride. Can you explain for people who don't know what Tony and Tina's wedding is all about?
Tony and Tina's
can you describe that?
It was an interactive show. I played the priest in 200 and some shows, whatever. And one time my mom and dad came to see it, and they liked the taxi ride over to the show. There's no taxi ride in the show. It was the taxi to get to the show.
To the show. Did they like the food?
Been in a taxi before.
Okay.
She doesn't live in the city. What?
Did they like the food?
Oh, they did like the food. It was okay. They liked the food too. But the first thing I love that cab ride. That was so much fun.
Yep. And now you're stuck with Improductions. Like look how far you've gone.
Exactly. So that was the other thing. Like I took my mom, when I would never invite my parents now to see shows because they just wouldn't. My mom would just be like, and then then one time my dad saw one of the shows the show I wrote actually, got Dinner with the Godfather, and he came to see it, and I had to perform in it. I wasn't. We had something came up before the show, and I had to go perform in the show, and my dad was like, "Yeah, I could tell that wasn't a good show of yours."
Wow.
Thanks. Usually you say, I thoroughly enjoyed it, or you look like you're having fun out there.
Looking fun. Well, we've given
right
our
out.
audience skills to put into the comments now. If you liked the show, don't bother donating. Just let us know if you were thoroughly entertained or if it looked like we were having fun up on the screen.
Are you not entertained?
I'm gonna do one more commercial and then we're gonna sign off here real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of stand-up comics, we've got a show that Improductions is behind called Cheaper Than Marriage Counseling. It's not our show. It's actually those two beautiful people on the screen right now, Ron and Lisa Zaney. They've been married for 40 plus years. They have gone through hell and back and to hell again. And they bring their marriage experience to the stage, similar to the way we do our marriage experience to the stage here, and they do a bunch of hilarious scenes based off your suggestions. It's called Cheaper Than Marriage Counseling. It runs about once a month, and their next show is next Friday. We will not be here, Francis. We won't be here. We will be watching and supporting that show, and you can watch them 7 o'clock East Central Time. GMT -5. There we go. That's where they're going to be. They'll be right on the In Productions Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope pages. And you can watch them perform some fantastic scene work based off suggestions that are given to them. And there are a bunch of more shows. Feel free to swing by inproductionsllc.com and click on the calendar button and see all the great shows that we're going to have some fun with. Well, that's all I have to promote for tonight and push. Francis, I'm so glad you made it tonight.
All I need, all I want to say is just give me a calendar invite and I'll be here on time.
Excellent. I'm glad you were thoroughly entertained, and it looked like I was having fun while watching you try to get connected up in time.
And I was upside down.
So with that said, I'm Nelson.
And I'm Dr. Francis.
And we will see you later. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much. Bye.